Hello, you're watching Qpvn News. I'm Anh Tuấn and we keep you up to date with the headlines. Vietnam and India strengthen defense ties. Firm strategy, opening door to foreign affairs. Romantic film Love in Vietnam premieres in India. On September the 8th in Hanoi, President Lương Cường chaired a working session of Working Group No. 1 of the Politburo with the standing boards of the party committees of Phú Thọ and Đồng Nai.
President Lương Cường asked the Phú Thọ Provincial Party Committee to further concretize the action program to implement the resolution, make utmost efforts to develop Phú Thọ into a center for industrial development, trade, logistics, tourism, healthcare, high-quality training, and a large cultural center associated with the nation's roots by 2030. For Đồng Nai province, the president asked the province to identify more specific solutions and directions to develop economic sectors, supplement solutions to develop regional transport infrastructure, proactively build Đồng Nai into a multi-regional and multi-center connection center. These localities need to pay special attention to party building work, maintain principles, discipline, focus on overcoming limitations over the past time, and improve the leadership capacity and combat capacity of party organizations.
On September the 8th in Hanoi, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense of Vietnam, received Mr. Sandeep Arya, Indian Ambassador to Vietnam.
Minister Phan Van Giang congratulated Ambassador Sandeep Arya on his successful term in Vietnam, highly appreciated his contributions to promoting the friendly relations between both countries, including defense cooperation. The Indian ambassador to Vietnam was pleased to witness the recent remarkable development of the Vietnam People's Army and highly appreciated the results of defense cooperation between the two countries, notably in the fields of training, capacity building, experience exchange between units, and hoped that in the coming time, both sides would continue to effectively promote cooperation programs and projects being implemented. Minister Phan Van Giang believes that in all positions, Ambassador Sandeep Arya will always excellently fulfill his assigned responsibilities, continue to show good feelings for the people and the Vietnam People's Army, and actively contribute to the development of relations between Vietnam and India.
On the occasion of the 80th anniversary of the Logistics Department under the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, September the 9th, 1945-2025, on behalf of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense, General Phan Van Giang, Defense Minister, sent a letter of commendation for its achievements and contributions over the past 80 years, actively contributing to the cause of building and firmly safeguarding the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and being awarded many noble awards by the party and state. Minister Phan Van Giang hopes that in the coming time the unit will continue to promote its achievements and excellently complete all assigned tasks. On September the 8th in Hanoi, the Embassy of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea held a solemn reception to celebrate the 77th anniversary of the National Day of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, September the 9th, 1948-2025. Ambassador Ri Sang-guk presided over the event. The ceremony saw the attendance of Permanent Deputy Foreign Minister Nguyễn Minh Vũ and Major General Nguyễn Bá Lực, Deputy Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army. Speaking at the event, Ambassador Ri Sang-guk expressed his joy at the great achievements the Vietnamese people have made, while affirming that the people of the DPRK always appreciate and are grateful for the valuable support of the party, government, and people of Vietnam. On behalf of the Vietnamese government, Permanent Deputy Foreign Minister Nguyễn Minh Vũ sent warm congratulations to Ambassador Ri Sang-guk, thereby sending good sentiment to the leaders and people of the DPRK. In particular, both sides are implementing activities to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the establishment of Vietnam-North Korea diplomatic relations, in which the two sides have decided to take 2025 as the Vietnam DPRK Friendship Year. Permanent Deputy Foreign Minister Nguyễn Minh Vũ emphasized that the Vietnamese people believe that the people of the DPRK, under the leadership of the Labour Party of Korea and leader Kim Jong-un, will continue to gain many new victories in the cause of national development. For 80 years under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam, President Ho Chi Minh, and directly the Central Military Commission and Ministry of National Defense, the General Staff has overcome countless difficulties and challenges, successfully completing every assigned task, proving itself as a resourceful and creative strategic advisory body of the party, the state and the military. Throughout its development, fighting and maturity, the General Staff military and defense diplomatic activities have always played a particularly important role, making great contributions to the victory of the Vietnam People's Army and people in the cause of national liberation, construction and protection, and enhancing the position and prestige of the party, the state and the military in the region and the world.
On September the 7th, 1945, just 5 days after the foundation of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, the General Staff was officially established under the directive of President Ho Chi Minh. This was a strategic step that laid the foundation for the revolutionary military apparatus, meeting the urgent need to protect the newly gained independence. In the resistance war against the French colonialists, the General Staff advised on the formation of the Vietnam-Laos and Vietnam-Cambodia Joint Forces, creating strength for the Vietnamese Revolution. Along with directing combat on various fronts, the General Staff directed the reception and effective use of military aid from the Soviet Union and China, sending officers abroad to study the combat experience of socialist countries' militaries, contributing to raising the level of organization and combat, paving the way for historical victories. In the 1953-1954 campaign, the General Staff proved to be a remarkably mature body, not only directing the domestic battlefield, but also building plans for coordinated combat on the three Indo-Chinese battlefields. The General Staff prepared feints, set up positions and built forces to disperse the French forces, preventing the implementation of the Navarre Plan and ultimately leading to their defeat at Điện Biên Phủ battlefield. In the resistance war against the American imperialists, the General Staff continued to play a central role in commanding, coordinating, and providing strategic advice for the entire military. From 1965 to 1975, nearly 7,000 international military advisors and 175 foreign military delegations visited Vietnam, while 80 delegations and thousands of young students of Vietnam were sent to socialist countries for work and military training. These are not just numbers, but a testament to the deep connections between Vietnam and international friends, creating a combined strength and a solid support for the front line. It can be affirmed that at both bilateral and multilateral levels, under the direct guidance of the General Staff, defense diplomacy has been implemented in a synchronous and comprehensive manner, with a focus and emphasis. Increasingly broad and effective defense diplomatic activities become a concrete manifestation of the party's renewed foreign policy thinking, asserting that Vietnam is a friend and a reliable partner to the international community.
Trong bình diện song phương,
at the bilateral level, the General Staff has directed the expansion of increasingly substantive exchanges and cooperation with militaries of other countries, especially in human resource exchange, technical science cooperation, and defense industry. At the multilateral level, we have shifted from passive participation to proactive international integration. In the region, we actively contribute to the success of ADMM Plus conferences and cooperation groups. We have co-chaired cooperation groups and participated in regional security forums such as the Shangri-La Dialogue, the Moscow International Security Conference, and the Xiangshan Forum in Beijing, China.
Hội nghị An ninh Moscow và Diễn đàn Hương Sơn Bắc Kinh Trung Quốc.
The training ship Smolny of the Baltic Fleet Russian Navy, commanded by Rear Admiral Semenov Oleg Alexeyevich, paid a courtesy visit to Khenhua province from September the 5th to the 8th. The delegation was welcomed by representatives of the Naval Region 4 Command. During the visit, the ship's commanding officers paid a courtesy call on the command of Naval Region 4, held sport exchanges with the Naval Academy, and visited several historical and cultural sites in Nha Trang City. The visit contributed to enhancing cooperation, mutual understanding and trust between the militaries of Vietnam and the Russian Federation in general, and between the two navies in particular. Coming up next, romantic film Love in Vietnam premieres in India. Vietnamese language ambassadors in Laos. Recently, the film Love in Vietnam, a collaboration project between Innovations India and San Tan Hills Vietnam, officially premiered in New Delhi, India, attracting the wide interest from audiences in both countries.
The film Love in Vietnam by director and screenwriter Rahat Shah Khatsmi portrays a love story. The young man Manav, who has a dream of becoming a singer, is sent to study in Vietnam. There, he is enchanted by the self-portrait of a painter and dancer Linh, played by Khả Ngân, and they quickly fall in love. Alongside passionate Indian melodies and the emotional journey of the couple, the film serves as a cinematic exploration of Vietnam's natural and cultural charm, with each frame capturing the spirit of a heartfelt love song. More than 75% of the movie was shot in the country, immersing viewers in its beauty. With an investment of $4 million, Love in Vietnam has made a splash when it was shown at 10,000 theaters in China, even before its release in India. As planned after its premiere in Vietnam, India, China, and many other countries, it will continue to reach global audiences on the Netflix platform.
In recent years, the promotion of the Vietnamese language abroad, especially in Laos, has seen tireless efforts of the Vietnamese language ambassadors.
Perhaps what impressed Ms. Thu Huyền, Vietnamese language ambassador in 2023, most deeply was the strong spread of love for Vietnamese within the community. Free classes, joined enthusiastically by volunteer teachers, have become vivid proof of the spirit of sharing and devotion. We pay a lot of attention, especially to promoting the teaching of Vietnamese for the children of overseas Vietnamese in Laos, which we are maintaining regularly and steadily. For Lao people, Vietnamese feels very close and familiar. That is why Lao people really enjoy learning Vietnamese, and many young Lao students are very interested in the language. Lani Phenion shared that up to now, she and her colleagues have compiled nearly 20 bilingual Vietnamese Lao textbooks to help learners expand their vocabulary in different fields. This September, she plans to launch a special program on Vientiane Capital TV to introduce the culture, traditions and tourist attractions of both countries. I will run a program called Laos Vietnam 360, which is about teaching Vietnamese to Laos people, Vietnamese and overseas Vietnamese. I also promote the culture, people and famous tourist attractions of Laos and Vietnam so that both Lao and Vietnamese audiences can learn more about each other's traditions. In Laos, Vietnamese is gradually becoming not just a means of communication, but also a bridge of emotions. Thanks to the efforts of the Vietnamese language ambassadors, the Vietnamese language and culture are increasingly loved, respected, and becoming more familiar to the Lao community.
This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.